Alright guys, Minecraft Snapshot 25w31a is here, and there are new features and changes to old stuff, but a lot of the new features I've already covered in the Minecraft preview video, so go check that out. I'm just gonna add on the ones that is not added in the preview. Alright, so let's start off with the new features first. Now we have the normal lightning rod, the exposed lightning rod, the weathered lightning rod, the oxidized lightning rod, the wax lightning rod, the wax exposed lightning rod, the wax weathered lightning rod, and the wax oxidized lightning rod. Alright, I'm gonna try to speed up the tick. Hold on. This is not wax, so why is it not working? I speed up the time, but oh wait, never mind. It did exposed. Okay, and this became no, this hasn't changed yet. It clearly became exposed. So it takes about like a day or something like that to oxidize. I'm not sure. Next, they added the brand new copper horse armor. Alright, let's put it on horse. Let's see. Alright, let's put on the copper horse armor on the horse. Okay, looks copper themed pretty much, and this is how it looks with saddle on. Pretty cool. And next, let's go to the option tab here and go to controls. We have the brand new attack/destroy button changed to hold and toggle. This includes the use item and place block as well, hold or toggle. So let's try to change it toggle and see. Basically, you can spam stuff. Like if I were to left click, it would just start spamming. I don't have to keep holding my left mouse, which is really cool. And placing block as well. If I press right click once, it would just start placing down. Good for bridge building, perhaps. Right? I'm not sure. And yeah, comment down below, would you prefer toggle or hold for attack or destroy, and use item/place block. Now let's go to mouse setting, and we have the brand new invert mouse X option here. It just inverts the camera movement for X axis, not Y. The Y is the same, but the X is different, you know. If I turn left, it will be right. If I turn right, it will be left. So I don't know why you wanna have this, but you know, it is what it is. Next, they also added a sprint window scaling thing, and this basically means the amount of ticks you need to double tap W to do the sprinting, I think. I'm not sure how this works, because if I were to turn this to off, basically you just can't run anymore, which I guess it makes sense. But if we were to turn this to 10, I can't feel the difference, honestly. Maybe it's faster, I think. You can tap 2 W's quicker, and then it would just let you sprint faster. If we were back to 7, which is the default setting, yeah, it feels a little bit slower, I think, the lower the value is. So yeah, I don't really use this, to be honest. I use control most of the time, so I don't know. Let's try maybe 3. You can't even toggle it. You can't even toggle it. Yeah. 5. Let's see. 5. You can still toggle it. Yeah. But it's much slower and delayed when you press W twice, I guess. 4 is still fine. Maybe less consistent though. Yeah, 3 is basically you just can't toggle or technically it's activate. I keep saying toggle for some reason. You can't. I'm spamming W right now. I can't toggle I can't activate my sprint, bruh. Oh my god. So yeah, conclusion, the higher value is, the less delay you will start running. Alright, now let's move on to the changes. Alright, so if we were to turn the difficulty to peaceful and get a hostile mob spawning, like this, there we go, it would say disabled in peaceful. This is the tooltip, I think. And then you can still spawn in. What? Okay. And apparently with this change, the mob no longer spawns for 1 tick when an attempt is made to use the spawning. They still kind of appear for a while, so maybe I have to tick freeze a bit first. So that's before 1 tick, maybe 1 T. Yeah, I stepped 1 tick and it disappeared. I don't know what this means. Did I demonstrate this correctly? Right click, this is where it spawned, and then tick, step, one tick, and yeah, the zombie disappears. So I don't know if this is below one tick though, I'm not sure. Next, the debug screen has been reworked. So if we press F3, there's like less stuff now, because I remember like the bottom half of our screen is definitely covered. Next, a dimension that has any player activity, force loaded chunks, active portals, or ender pearls in flight will be considered active and will keep processing chunks and entities. Previously, this would only apply if a player was in a dimension or a chunk that was force loaded. So this means that stuff in the nether would still be loading. So okay, maybe I can try using ender pearl in there, maybe, and then see if I can teleport when I step out of the portal. How do I make this far? Oh no, without hitting anything though. Go back in. Okay, okay. Okay. Yep, I got stuck in the lava. I think this is what it means, right? Because the ender pearls is an active thing, and then, you know, it hit the lava and then it teleported me, even though I was in another dimension. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure like other stuff, maybe like XP farms would also work in the nether now without the player being in it. Next, we gotta change to world loading and spawn chunks. The concept of fixed spawn chunks has been removed. I think that means when you spawn into a world, a certain area will be loaded, but the ones next to it would not be. And then the game will also ensure the chunks are fully loaded now before player joins or the server starts, in the same way as chunk spawns formerly were chunk loaded by first load command, chunks active due to portal activity, probably using the nether portal or the end portal, you know. Basically kinda just related to the last change, I think, that I covered. And then ender pearls thrown in single player. I think the ender pearl change has been here for like a while now, right? I forgot which update it was, but like the ender pearls would travel while loading chunks a long time ago. So yeah, pretty cool. And then small area of chunks around the player and chunks required to assign global world spawn, world creation. Spawn point, basically, right? The spawn point area. Alright, so now if we were to hop into a world, it would have a progress bar, yep. And then the loading terrain would be the place I'm spawning in, but I can't see that, hold on. I'm gonna have to create a new world just to see it. World loading screen? Wait. Oh, wait. I think that was bedrock, right? So now, I think if I were to like face this way, there's this structure here. It should be in the thumbnail of the world. No, never mind. Well, yeah, I guess so. Like, it just shows a spawning area. It doesn't change afterwards because my character is probably facing, you know, some trees here when I spawn or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it just loads the spawn area that you were in the beginning when the world starts, I think. That's what it means. Next change, we got sound changes. Let's go to option, let's go to music and sound. The voice/speech sound source has been changed to narrator and voice now, which I don't use, so I don't care. And apparently the volume at which a sound is played now respects the sound source volume value. Wasn't it like that before? I don't know. And this kinda is related to the sound for chest now placed at a lower volume. Yeah, it used to be really loud, I think. And then if I were to turn the block sound like maybe 40%, and then like if I use the chest again, it would be even less sound. Can you guys hear the difference? It's slightly louder, I know. The background music is taking over. And I remember like the grass blocks also had this issue too, where it was kind of loud when you break it. They lowered the volume and now they do the chest. So that's pretty cool. And next, the happy gas is now audible from 64 blocks. I don't know how I'll test that, not gonna lie. I have a lot of happy gas here, but I don't know. 64 blocks, I don't know, man. And my chunks like doesn't look that much, so maybe that's the issue. Like I just can't hear the gas anymore after 64 blocks due to that. Like I can barely hear the happy gas now, probably due to the chunk loading thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you would test that, so yeah, pretty cool, I guess. Next, we got some changes to the debug screen. Alright, so they said that I don't have to be in the game world to use it. That's true, yeah, if I were in the menu, if I press F3, it is here. And now they also added the debug option screen, where if I press F3 and F5 together, you can activate if you want to see something like FPS in F3 or always. Like it would appear over here. Yeah, it's just really cool. So with this option screen, it can be used to configure which debug information should be displayed, and some debug features that was like previously available, like chunk border rendering. I think is it this one? And also entity hitbox rendering. Hitbox. This one, I think it's this one. There we go. Can now be toggled. Before, I'm not sure what you have to do to like get them to work. Yeah, that's a chunk that I have. Pretty small, right? And then there's the hitbox. Pretty cool. Oh my god, I feel like my head's gonna hurt if I keep seeing this. Holy crap. And they also added 2 new debug features, such as the octave visualization, which is this one. What? I don't know what this is. What is this? It's like the distance of each chunk, maybe? I don't know what this does, I'm sorry. And also the state of the debug option screen is safe between the launches of the game, so that's pretty cool. And you can use the default profile and performance profile to, I guess, make things less laggy. And yeah, it changes a lot. But I guess the performance thing is just only for like, you know, when you press F3 and stuff most of the time, so yeah. Next we got some accessibility changes. If I go to options, accessibility settings, the auto jump option, sneak and sprint toggles has been removed, which makes sense. Like, who even uses auto jump anymore? And sneak and sprint toggles? Who would use that? And then the show subtitles has been changed to closed captions now. It's the same for music and sound options, maybe? I'm not sure. And last but not least, we got performance improvements. Entity rendering order was improved for significantly better performance. You notice much smoother gameplay in areas with lots of mobs, like mob farms. FPS won't improve much if most of your lag comes from things other than entities, like playing with higher render distance while not being near any mobs. Yeah, don't know how you test that since I don't have a good laptop. Let's be real here. And yeah, that's kind of it for this snapshot. A lot of the snapshot features are already covered in the Minecraft preview, Minecraft Bedrock preview, so I'm not gonna cover that again. You can watch that, but till then, I'll see you guys next one. Goodbye!